What is up, everybody? I'm the Greeze, and this is my co-host, the Sneeze. It's funny.
Okay, everybody, we are here to talk about our freaking top pours of 2021.
We are, yeah. So, you know, it's the end of the year. We do these end of the year lists. Everybody does them. They're fun.
You do lists, because you got to do lists.
So one of the things that we're doing, though, is that I think all of these are from 2021. I think they were all released now-ish. Now,
2020, 2021, you know how, like, there's a crossfade in the video world, in the audio world?
Yeah.
It's just
all right, so I wanted to do 5 each, and Grease said no, and he wanted to do just 5, and I said no. So this is what you call a compromise in any healthy marriage. Right. We're doing 3 each.
I didn't want to do 10 because I need to take a nap.
Hey, Grease, how about you leave us off?
I am going to start things off, and there is a prepared statement that I have for my first one. Okay. I need to get it out of the way.
Let's do it.
I kind of gave Remus 5.
Yeah?
A little toughness.
Yeah, can you pour me? Because now that it's at some airtime, people have said
yes.
So this you're saying it went from we're like meh to top pour of the year.
Yes.
Okay.
With some, I mean,
oh, you put a dent in it.
Yes.
Okay.
I've put a dent in a couple of things this year. One of them is your soul. I'm excited for you to try this. We weren't gonna. This is also why I didn't want to do 10, because I felt like we were going to be like, oh, we're going to drink these. I need your honest opinion on it. It has opened up. It is,
I think it's killer. I think it was better than where it is. I just don't think there's a finish to it. I'm glad it's your top pour and many other people's top pour of the year.
This is top 6 for sure. And it's not necessarily my number 1. It's actually not my number 1. I actually have a number 1.
It's the number 1 you've said.
It's the one I needed to get over with.
Is your number 1 in your grouping? Your top pour of the year?
Kinda. Kind of. Well, that means yes, but it means if you think I'm an idiot, then no.
Well, my first one is, and now this is one of those bottles I was talking about that could like carry on into other years, but they kind of started releasing them this year, and this one specifically was received by us this year. So this is the Blue Note Juke Joint Whiskey, uncut, unfiltered, single barrel picks that are happening now. This one happens to be from our buddy Tarak down at Elixir. Single barrel.
A lot of stores in this area have gotten them this year. Barrels and Brews have gotten them. Red Dog's gotten them. Fairview's gotten them. Elixir has this one. Now, and they are Kentucky distillate.
Right.
Blue Note, the Juke Joint normal offering is actually Tennessee distillate for the most part. The ones that I've seen. The ones that we've been sent.
Right.
So, and the Riverset Rye is Tennessee distillate, which, by the way, the Riverset Rye, freaking great.
Really good.
Side note. These is actually Kentucky distillate. And these are running about 5 years old, I guess, somewhere in there, 5-ish years.
Well, it does have an age statement of a minimum of 3 years. However,
most of these are running 5 years.
They typically know how long it's been because they're telling them when they get there. But it's cask strength. This is 117.5 proof, and it's Kentucky bourbon, uncut, unfiltered. It's about $39 for a bottle of this.
Yeah.
It's a really good value, and it's really good whiskey, especially when there's a world of whiskey so cluttered with inflated prices or you're paying for a label. This is honestly just hard to beat, getting some cask strength Kentucky bourbon for under $50. It's a really solid pickup, so that's why it's in my top 3 or 6.
We have taken the Red Dog single barrel pick of this to a couple of tastings that we've done around town as a, educational moment for those people of like, hey, like this checks so many boxes.
Right.
This is barrel proof. It's uncut. It's Kentucky distillate. It's a single barrel. It's unfiltered. You're getting a lot of alcohol for your buck, but it's also surrounded by a lot of things that are very friendly to a whiskey connoisseur as far as what they're looking for. And at $40 plus tax in the state of Tennessee, it's I think it's the best value in whiskey this year.
These are the Maker's Mark Wood Finishing Series. This specifically is a 2021 release. They did the FAE02, which is fatty acid esters or something like that. And
this is 01.
Right, there's 01, but I'm saying 02 also came out this year. You're specifically talking about this one. It's also a really good value. Maker's Mark just started, I think, last year doing maybe 2 years ago, doing the wood finishing series. Before that, they didn't really have a limited release kind of program going on. But they're experimenting with different stave profiles in these. You know, it's on the lower end for a limited release bottle. I think they're retail like $70. And you can typically find them for around that. So it's
what was the year before its release? It was the R5.
People call this the license plate series because all the names are all
like number one, like if I'm going to buy bar pass this, I'm passing you on the name structure. This is not working for us.
Right.
It needs to be. We need something different.
Right.
Like not license plate stuff. That's for daggum sure. I can't even.
I love Maker's Mark.
I love Makers, but let me go ahead and tell y'all something. Drop those license plate names. That's just stupid.
All right, my next pour of the year is another single barrel offering. So these, this lineup has been out for a little bit of time, but now they're starting to expand their footprint. You're starting to see them in a lot more markets, and you're starting to get single barrel offerings of these. So this one specifically, though, was bottled spring of 2021. The Senator Barrel Proof Rye. This is a 6-year-old Indiana rye, so MGP rye. We've got 95.5. It's that mash bill we love out of MGP. 95% rye, 5% malted barley. This was distilled.
I knew we were doomed.
2014 and bottled spring of 2021. So actually getting close to 7 years on the age of this. But they're really good. They're really good value. This one was, I think, $60 from Red Dog Wine and Spirits in Franklin, Tennessee. We love it. It's delicious. Greeze just shot it. I mean, honestly, I've gone through multiple bottles of this year, and so I'm really, really a big fan of these.
If Four Roses were to make a rye, it would taste like this.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to put it. I completely understand what you're saying as well. What do you got next, bud?
This might be my favorite pour of the year. And this is probably more of the time that I had it, the experience surrounding it. However, you can't argue that this is not a good pour.
Oh, sure.
But I think it would surprise a lot of people. This is my favorite pour. Now, I haven't done this year's Stag Junior, and Stag Junior asterisk is typically very high on my list every year. B521 Barrel Proof Elijah Craig release. They do 3 releases a year.
Yeah,
A, B, and C.
Well, it's A1, B5, and C9 because they do it in January, May, and September. Well, you said that the experience around it added to it, which is what we love to talk about in whiskey. Why specifically was this one so special?
Yeah, so honestly,
because you didn't drink it with me.
I know I did it. I would save this for killing it with Greeze, but I like your question right now. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof B521 had it with some really great family, all guys. We were smoking cigars. We were drinking this. And this one just took it. I would say that probably this would be good with a cigar, generally speaking, but it was with family and friends and super good. I haven't had one that really stood out to me in this line in a couple of years.
Yeah, probably since 2019.
I really haven't had one that's really just been like, holy cow, great batch. Now, all the other ones have been really great. Really good value. You're getting a 12-year-old whiskey from Heaven Hill, cask strength. It's fun. It's good. It's typically very, very good. All of them are great. This one just stood out more.
Love it.
Last but not least, Will.
So and maybe up there in the top pours of the year for me, as far as like may take the actual crown, but definitely in this conversation. And I've got a good story to go along with it too, but this is the Jack Daniel's 10-year age-stated Tennessee whiskey. This is 97 proof. It was a special release this year. And, you know, there's clues to it that it may be having more, because this is batch number 10-001. So, because 10 for 10-year-old and then 001. So that's a little Easter egg that maybe there are going to be
at least 100 of
them. You know, yeah.
You know, but we might as well.
Or 999. This says maturing whiskey for more than 150 years gives us the knowledge necessary to slowly rest our Tennessee whiskey through 10 summers. We think you'll agree it's worth the wait.
10.
10. I give it a 10.
An effing 10.
So we have grown to love Jack Daniels as much more than our catchphrase at the end of the show.
What I loved about this pour was how not Jack Daniels it was.
Yeah.
And I think the extra aging did that. We got to talk with Chris Fletcher, master distiller, about the future of where Jack Daniels is headed. And as I said on that show, the future looks very bright.
Yeah, and also one special thing about this is they sent us a media sample. We got to try it. We reviewed it on the show. You actually, as soon as you got it, and ran home and did a live review of it. But I got to share a pour of this with our buddy Clint Sample, who's been a long-time listener of the podcast, become a very good and close friend of ours over the years. He was driving through town, and I met him for a burger and some drinks one night. And we ended the night. We were like, let's get a really good pour or something to end the night. We were at a local bar here in Franklin. They had it on the shelf. And I said, have you had that? And he's like, no. And so I'm like, all right, let's get that. Let's try it. So a lot of people, because they don't know what to expect with Jack Daniels now starting to do these limited releases and what's it going to taste like. We know that it's getting a lot of praise in the bourbon community now for the barrel proof, single barrels and things like that. But kind of may still have some of the college reputation behind it with the number 7. But he and I shared this after a good meal and a good conversation. We had a pour at this bar, and we both remarked at how good it was, how surprising it was, how enjoyable it was. And he even said, like, this may be in my top 5 pours of the year. So just having that moment with Clint, being able to like you had a moment with the Elijah Craig, making those memory moments, as Freddie Johnson from Buffalo Trace likes to say, it really meant a lot. And so that's why I would put this at the top of my list of pours I've had this year.
Our top 2 pours are heavily influenced on who we were with and the experience surrounding it.
As it should be.
As it should be. Absolutely. Are these harder to get pours? Yeah, some of them harder than most. Not all of them. Absolutely not. But I love that the podcast became so community focused in the experience and opening up bottles and sharing special conversations, special pours with each other, and developing friendships around that. And then I just think it's cool that we just didn't mean to, but just chose bottles based on that 6 years later.
Go ahead and tell us in the comments what a special bottle you shared with a buddy, with family, or something this year that would make it into your top 5 list. I think that'd be cool to see.
I like that.
And to engage with. So go ahead and leave that in the comments.
That sounds like we planned it, though.
We didn't. But we're not good at that.
But, dude, you know what we're good at? Pew, 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 pew.
Shooting from the hip.
Shooting from the hip, baby. Golly, golly.
All right, folks. Thank you so much for supporting us this year and for watching our videos. We've had a lot of growth on YouTube. This is a fun way to kind of cap off 2021 with this video. We look forward to a lot of fun in 2022, a lot of videos. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Give us a thumbs up. And if you want to support this content we're making, patreon.com/thepodcast. Make Town Hall a part of your New Year's resolution. You won't regret it. And that's going to do it for this week. See y'all.
Don't want to be y'all.